This is Julio's Corner, my corner of the internet, where I talk about whatever is on my mind. I'll mostly talk about stuff I've watched, read, or listened to, but sometimes I may ramble on about the news or politics or on society at large. This episode is being recorded on Monday, October 13th, 2025. And welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Julio, from New York. And bear with me, I'm exhausted. I am exhausted because, as you see, I'm recording a day later than normal, and the reason for that is that I rearranged my room. I've had the same setup of my room for the last 5 years. When I originally moved into this apartment, I was working from home. So I had my room set up for that reason. And I didn't put a lot of thought into it. I basically just set it up specifically for the work from home job because they didn't want me to face a window. They didn't want the window behind me. So I that was the priority of my setup, and my bed was just thrown to the side and so on. So my room wasn't exactly in its most optimal layout for me. And I think that also added to my it added to what eventually turned out to be getting what's the word? The phrase when cabin fever. It led to getting cabin fever, which eventually led me to getting unemployed, which eventually led me to my current job and working overnights because there aren't any other jobs available apparently. So anyways, after 5 years of that, I took some days off from work thinking it was going to be a 4-day ordeal. Or maybe at least a 3-day ordeal, so I wanted at least 1 day to rest. But then I decided to get onto it right away after work on Saturday morning, and I stayed up late Saturday just doing all the main grunt work of moving all the furniture. And then so I slept late. Then I woke up later Saturday night. And I pretty much finished everything with all the wiring and getting my network up and my computer and podcast set up. And of course, laundry, because Saturday night is laundry night. So I still put myself through that. And then I went to bed late Sunday morning, but not as late as Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon at that point, because, all the main stuff was done. And then I woke up a little earlier Sunday evening than I did the previous evening. And here we are. So my room feels nice and it feels new. It feels like a new place. So I'm getting used to the layout of it all. So the room feels kind of new to me still. And I'm just trying to get used to it and feel just get used to it and so far I enjoy the new layout because my bed is separated from the TV and computer stuff, so it feels like two separate rooms in one in a way. It almost minus a divider, it feels like two different setups. So when I'm ready for bed, I have a part of the room that's sequestered simply for just sleeping and distraction free. And when I want to watch, entertainment, I have my TV setup separated and isolated for just entertainment. And when I want to work on my computer and do things like podcasting or whatever, that's distraction free as well. So I like the new setup. In other news about me this week, I just realized through YouTube that there was another wrestling PLE. I think it was called. I think it's called Crown Royale. I don't remember. I don't or Royal Crown. I don't know. Point is, didn't see it, and I really don't care. I watched this YouTube video that had a review of it, and so I know what matches transpired and the results and so on, and that guy's opinion of said matches. But yeah, I don't feel like I missed out. I don't feel like going online to watch it. I truly don't care anymore. So I can safely say that I am no longer will be a casual fan of wrestling anymore. I am free of the clutches of wrestling. The only sport-related thing in my life left is the NFL, which is fun week to week. And there's a bunch of recordings of games that I have to watch, not to mention my NFL premium subscription to watch everything else. So I'm looking forward to catching up to that once I'm done with the whole podcasting affair. So one other thing I tried different was I was trying to go caseless on my phone. I bought this D-brand skin so I can cover the back, and of course a screen protector to cover the front. And I set it up yesterday, and so for almost one full day, I had it without a case. And then this evening, I in the restroom, I accidentally dropped my phone, and the screen protection got destroyed essentially by the bathroom tile floor. So my phone is back in a case, got a new screen protector on it. And yeah, I won't be doing that ever again because I'm too much of a klutz. The phone was too slippery without a case. It looked nice, of course. I mean, that's the whole point, right? People want to go caseless because these phones are beautiful outside of a case. However, they are expensive devices and they're also fragile, and you don't want to break them. So that's why you get a case to protect them. But, occasionally, at least me, I get that urge to try to go without a case, and it usually doesn't last more than a day. And that happened again this weekend. I wanted the first time it dropped. That was it for me. I'm done. I have Apple Care Plus, so technically my phone is always protected, and I could repair it at a discount or replace it at a discount. But I'd rather not deal with that if I don't have to, because it's much cheaper just to put a case on it and not worry about it breaking from dropping. And of course, last episode I talked about my new fandom of Iron Mouse. I have been watching more Iron House clips on YouTube. I try watching her stream, but I'm just not good at watching stuff live. So it's better for me to just watch them on YouTube, the clips. The one I recently watched that I really enjoyed was her playing D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, with some fellow VTubers. It was like a 4-hour affair. So that was fun watching them do that. I'd like to play D&D one day. So that's been my week. Now, regarding podcasting, I noticed that towards the end of a recording, my voice I'm losing my voice. And number one, it made me realize that, yeah, I'm old. I'm old and fragile. But number two, also, part of the reason for why I didn't think much of it until the very last episode, because I was really, not focusing on video anymore, just really focusing on mic technique and recording technique and whatnot. I really I really heard my voice, me losing my voice throughout the last episode. I know I cough a lot, which you don't get to hear because I edit those out. But in the last episode especially, I pretty much, my voice was giving out towards like the 6-minute mark or whatever, but I still muscled through it, which is kind of ironic because I was talking about Iron Mouse getting her voice back and whatnot, and here I am losing mine. So all that boils down to is that I have to do vocal warm-ups. And I guess part of the reason why my voice is so fragile, on top of, aging, which is always a key component of being weaker and stuff. But unlike before, when I was working from home, my job was customer service over the phone. So I was talking 8 hours a day, nonstop, 5 days a week. So my voice was always getting a workout, talking. And the same could be said when I was in retail. I was constantly talking to customers, talking to fellow coworkers, and so on. Whereas the last 3 years doing my current job, working overnight, I hardly talk to anyone. I might say hi and bye to a few passing tenants in the building as they head upstairs to sleep, or they wake up in the morning to head out to work. But that doesn't, it's no more than like a 1-2 word greeting, and maybe a few of them I'll talk a little bit too, because like we would share our interest, our similar interest in the NFL, or at the time wrestling, which isn't the case anymore, obviously, because I'm done with wrestling. But that doesn't equate to the same 8-hour talking that I used to do. So when I was talking 8 hours a day, doing a quick 30-minute recording wasn't much of a strain on my voice. Whereas now, I hardly talk at all. I definitely don't talk more than a few minutes. So talking nonstop was hard for my voice, because I don't really work my vocal cords like that anymore. So now I got to do vocal warm-ups before recording, like a 5-10 minute warm-up. And of course, I'm now drinking hot liquids as well to keep my vocal cords nice and loose, and not too tight and strained. Speaking of, recording and whatnot, I've also switched out my microphone because moving everything around. I decided at the same time as I was changing the layout of my room, I figured, why not switch out to another one of my dynamic microphones? So you might hear me sound a little different because of the mic I'm using, maybe, or maybe not. Who knows? Right now I'm using the Rode Pod mic instead of the Shure SM7B mic that I was using before. For me, it's a change, because I like to change things up, mix it up, and maybe it'll help with me working on my recording technique for now. We'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping the new setup will help with the ambiance, because there's a closet of clothes right behind me. So maybe that'll help dampen any sound echoes that I might have had previously in previous recordings that I might not have necessarily picked up, but someone with more sensitive ears than my own would. So that'll definitely help lower any vocal echoes or audio echoes or whatever. So hopefully the ambience of the new layout is even more suited to recording a show. So yeah, that's all I have to say today, or this episode, I should say. Not much has really happened other than me rearranging everything. So I haven't really watched. I mean, there is a new show I'm currently watching on PBS from the mystery show called Maigret, which is a new detective show, a new crime show based in France. So of course the chief inspector's name is Maigret, but I've only seen 2 episodes of that so far, so I don't have a lot to really say regarding that show other than I enjoy it. But maybe the next episode I will have seen more episodes to really delve more into talking about that show. So this episode, I just wanted to talk a little bit about myself and what's been going on, why it's coming a day later, and why it's a short episode, because not much is really... I haven't really consumed any content worth talking about just yet. But, there is a new tech news story regarding Meta using AI with their work staff to work 5 times more than before, but it's no different than last week's episode about corporations trying to exploit labor for cheaper cost, and this is just another example of that, and I really don't want to talk about that because there's enough. Come on. I'm not a revolutionary. I'm angry, of course. I'm informed, but I'm powerless. I'm helpless. I'm financially shackled by the system that runs this nation. So I can't do anything about it other than try to preserve myself, try to pay off my debts. I can eventually be free and hopefully retire and live out my remaining years in relative peace. That is my final my final goal, so to speak, because I am a beaten and warned man. But anyways, that is all I have for this episode. More, it's just another ado about nothing. So that wraps up the show. If you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or any thoughts you'd like to share, you can reach me by clicking on the Contact Me link in the show notes. If you're feeling extra generous, you can click the donate link in the show notes and send some money my way. This show is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 International License. This means you can share this episode, remix it, do whatever you want. Just say where you got it from. And as always, thank you for listening.